Well, good morning, private practice success community, and welcome to the last quarter of the Monday private practice success morning run. I'm Gerda, of course, clinical psychologist and your private practice success business coach and mentor. And what a beautiful Monday morning this is. So quiet, so quiet. The introvert in me loves the quiet. So I thought before my very hectic day and week starts, because oh my goodness, it's going to be a big one, I wanted to come live with you for a couple of minutes. Do you hear the birdies? And just share something with you. So on Saturday, I ran my hot seat session. I think Saturday was week 4 of 6. So I've been running like a mini mastermind called the Hot Seat Sessions, and that's been happening every Saturday from supposed to be 9 to 11, but it's more been 9 to 11:30. And this Saturday there was a question asked, and it was already 11:30, and I couldn't go back to that specific question because we were already over time, right? Because I do like to over deliver. And the guys don't mind. They all stick around. Hopefully it's value. And it's actually been bothering me ever since. I've been wanting to, I've been going like, oh, it's such an important question. I feel so strongly about it. I really need to answer it. So I thought what I'll do, I'll come on here and answer it publicly, because I truly believe that this is a question that plagues most private practice owners, whether you're a solo practitioner or you've got a huge group private practice of multiple locations or anywhere in between. I also believe that this is an issue that probably plagues a lot of clinicians, whether they are employed in any industry, contracting, doesn't matter what you do. And that is feeling like you don't have control over your day. And I'm not talking about, who and how your clients get booked, but maybe to some extent. I'm talking about that overall feeling of, I've got all this stuff on my to-do list, got all these appointments in my diary, meetings maybe with team and external agencies, and it's like, I just feel like it's outside of my control, it's always running away from me, and it's always growing, right? And it's like people don't have that anchor in the morning. It's like they're just a slave to their day, a slave to their diary. And I can so freaking relate to it. I mean, for many, many years, when I was still the boots on the ground running my private practice, before I knew what I knew now about how to run a practice as a successful business, I mean, it was so stressful because my husband had a full-time job. He had a management job at a large abattoir in Brisbane. He's an industrial electrician by trade. So their day started like at 5, right? So he was already out of the house by 4 o'clock because he liked to get to work early. That's how we operate, to get everything ready for the day. So I had to do the whole morning run with my 3 young kids, like getting them up, ready for school, all of that stuff. Right? And I would feel from the moment I would wake up, I would feel the anxiety start to build. Like, are the kids going to cooperate? Did I remember all this stuff I had to remember for school? Right? Is there something happening at school today I don't know of? Did I remember to buy all this stuff for lunch boxes? Right? Are they going to actually cooperate and eat their breakfast and get dressed and cooperate so we can get them into the car without a fight? Just one day of the week. That anxiety would start to build, and my brain would already be starting to think about what I need to do when I walk into the practice, what my priorities are. And it's like I was constantly in a state of anxiety, right? And then finally drop the kids off, drive back to the practice. And some days, right, I do not know how I got to the practice, because my brain, talk about dissociation, normal dissociation, my brain would already be in my day, right? I would basically dissociate the whole way to the practice, driving as if hypnotized but thinking about my day that's going to happen and how I'm going to get through it, and then having to make sure that, you know, either my husband, because I need to check, is he going to be home in time to get the kids? Because when you're the manager, you need to be the one to stay, you know, if something needs to be done, all of that stuff. So it was never a given. You know, do I need to arrange after school care? What needs to happen? Because I would work until 5:30 at the practice, or seeing clients and all of that stuff. And then it's all the, you know, after school stuff, homework, dinner, bedtime. Oh my God. If I just think back to it, it was such a stressful time in my life. Such a stressful time. So different to the life I'm living now. And no, it's not because my kids are older. Yes, my youngest are 9 now, right? But it could have been different, way easier, way earlier. That's the word. Hey Frank, how are you? If only I knew what I knew today, right? And let me know in the comments, does this story sound familiar to you in some way, shape or form? The life that I've just recounted for you, that I've been living? Because what I can tell you is that it can be different, and it should be different, right? It can and it should. And no, it's not a question of getting your husband or your wife, if it's the other way around, for you to change their job or change what they do. I would never have asked my husband to not do his job. He was amazing at what he did. He loved it. I'm not talking about that. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm the one that had my own business, right? So I was the one with greater flexibility, but I was still very much in an employee mindset myself, right? In terms of, this is what it means to have a job. This is what it means, you know, to work. You start at 9 at the latest seeing clients, and you finish at 5:30, and you still need to do all the other stuff in between, and you just need to cope and, you know, get it all done. And that's just how it is. I'm home already. Let me find a little spot to sit. First need to check for spiders, tree snakes, and koalas. Okay, it seems safe. Oh, let's sit. There I am. Okay. What was I saying? Yes, so in retrospect, I really had all the flexibility, but I chose not to do something about it because I had this mental block that I couldn't do something about it, right? That I couldn't change how it was, which meant I stayed stuck in it for such a long time, right? So, and I'm going to come back to then, what I would do differently then. So let's fast forward to my life right now. Okay, I don't know what time is it. My watch actually went flat. Hey, Karitza, because I didn't charge it overnight. I'm sitting here in my driveway of the house we're renting here in Agnes Water, because we're building a house. But this is my day most mornings. Get up, kids go to school, and then I go for my morning run, and then I come back, have a shower. We'll probably first have a coffee. Sometimes depends on how I feel, okay? But I might have a coffee whilst I write a blog, and then I'll have a shower, then I'll get dressed, and then I'll maybe have breakfast, depending on whether I'm fasting that morning. Otherwise, I'll only eat after 12. But basically, the short of it is, my day does not start until 11 a.m. I do not book any appointments before 11 a.m. in the morning. I just don't, right? The only appointments that I will book in is either for any of my inner circle or Ignite Your Practice clients. If they're having some type of crisis or emergency and they need to talk to me, I will speak to them in the middle of the night, right? But I do not book in any planned formal appointments. My first appointment of the day is with my personal assistant, with the lovely Abby. So at 11 o'clock every morning of the week, other than Thursdays, because at 11 I start my weekly Q&A with my inner circle. Every morning at 11 to 11:30, Abby and I jump either on a Zoom call or on a phone call to do our little morning huddle, get set on what our priorities are for the day, what I need her to do, you know, what happened from yesterday, in terms of the stuff that we spoke about the previous day, any questions she has for me, etc., right? So I start my day with that, and then any formal appointments happens after 11:30. That's just how I run my life these days, right? And so you might think like, okay, well, Gerda, that's good and well for you. You don't have a practice to run. You've got a principal psychologist running your practice. And I go, yeah, totally get that. But you know what? If I knew what I knew now, and I didn't have the mental blocks of back then, I would do it differently. But you know what holds us back? Because when I think to myself, okay, if I was in that situation, it's a plane going overhead, and I knew in my head and my heart that what I needed to do, oops, sorry, I don't like things jumping on me, is to have an hour, even if it's just an hour in my morning, to plan out my day, right? To be able to drop off my kids at school, walk into the practice, and not feel stressed that, oh my goodness, I need to get ready for, 6, 7, 8 clients, or, 4 clients and 3 supervision sessions, not even to talk about the list of freaking emails that I have and other stuff on my to-do list, and I need to check the bank account and pay the bills and plan marketing for next week, all of that other stuff. If I knew that that I had the freedom to actually say, to hell with that, I'm gonna have 2 hours to sit, and then I'm gonna not to sit and do nothing, but to walk in and go, okay, let's do 15 minutes of emails, and then I'm out of their email inbox, shut down completely. Okay, you shouldn't even have any notifications on. And then what I might do is go to my to-do list, go through it, prioritize, and go, what of these things can I delegate? Okay, spend 5 minutes delegating stuff. Okay, what's the 3 top things that I need to get done today? All right, this is how I'm going to do it. This is when I'm going to do it. And actually freaking plan out your day. The sense of control and sense of achievement you get just from planning is just amazing, right? And then you plan out your day, right? And then you start doing those things so that when you start with your clients and your team members, you've already achieved something. Because you know how we operate, most of us. Client appointments and team meetings doesn't count in our books as having done anything. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong. When you look at your day and you have not done something on your to-do list, your brain is probably judging it as I got nothing done today. And you know how disempowering that feeling is. Because, we love our clients, we love our clinical work. It's why we are helping professionals, but it doesn't count for us as practice owners as working on our business. Because guess what, guys? It ain't working on your business. That is working in your business, right? And yes, you might feel compelled to do lots and lots and lots of that because that's how you earn your money, especially if you're a solo practitioner. But I can tell you, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it at the end of the day. Yes, we all need to earn good money, but you need to think of your mental health, right? You still want to have a sense of achievement, because if you don't have that, that contributes to burnout. Yes, it's maybe only one of many factors, but nobody can do a job and not have a sense of achievement or contribution. I just don't think I guess you can be happy, but you need to find your happiness then outside of your work, right? Like maybe in family, yes? Yes, of course they make you happy. But you get the point that I'm making, right? You need to choose, am I just working 9 to 5 so that I can live and be happy outside of those hours? Or do you actually want to be happy in your 9 to 5 hours or whatever your working hours are? Because if that's what you want, you need to make sure that there's a freaking sense of achievement, right? And we know how we are. We judge client work as, that's just our client work, but it feels like I haven't achieved anything because nothing on my freaking to-do list has been done. So you need to go back and you need to change this shit. And the other mental block, if I think to myself, because I'm really trying to put myself in your shoes, right? What might have held me back? If I, in my heart, knew that this is what I needed, that this is what I needed to do in order to get off the freaking hamster wheel and actually start making progress in building my business, you know what the biggest thing would be that would have held me back is what my clinicians would be thinking, what my team would be thinking. feeling bad to only rock up there at 10, 11 a.m. when everybody's maybe been seeing clients since 8, 9 o'clock. How would I be judged? They would think, oh yeah, nice Gerda, nice being the boss, right? And here we are doing all the work. And you rock up here having gone to the gym nice and fresh. And then you leave at 5 or you leave at 3. That's what would have stopped me, right? That's what would have stopped me. Whether the team was thinking that or not, it would have stopped me because I would assume that that's what they would be thinking, right? Because what do? A lot of times we think the worst. Hey, Stacy, how are you? That's what would have stopped me. So if that is what's stopping you, you need to have a serious freaking talk to yourself and remind yourself first and foremost who is the boss, right? Who is the boss? I need to stand. My legs are getting stiff. Who is the boss? You. You also need to think to yourself, are you being congruent to your beliefs, right? So I don't believe in work-life balance, but I do believe in work-life harmony. So I will start my day here at 11, okay, and I will work through till 2:30, 3 o'clock. Then I'll take 3-4 hours off because the kids are home. You know, they're hungry lions when they walk back in from school and they want attention and all of that stuff. And, you know, and then they have some quiet time after homework, maybe on the electronics until 6, then electronic free time. Then it's bath and shower and dinner and all of that type of stuff. And then I might start work again at 8:30. I don't have a problem with that. And I might work until 11. I'll work until I freaking choose. Nobody will tell me when to stop and start work. So for me, it's what is in harmony for me. I'm not going to work 9 to 5 just because society says that's what I need to do, right? And I'm not going to work 9 to 5 in my freaking business because I think that's what everybody thinks they should do. Now, of course, if you believe in that, then you need to do that. But if you don't believe in that and you believe in work-life harmony, then then you need to live that at your practice. You need to model that to your team. You know, at our practice, we do not operate 9 to 5, right? We've got extended operating hours, which means we've got different shifts, which means that it's really, and that wasn't like that in the start, right? I changed that a couple of years into my business when I started to cotton on to these things that, you know, I need to, in my practice, live my values because it is my business. I need to attract people that live my values. I need to attract people that's not going to judge the fact that I'm not a 9 to 5er, right? That I work differently. I will also communicate to them so that they know, because I'm also not going to assume, I'm not going to assume that they know how I work, right? They might only see me being around at the practice, 4 or 5 hours a day. So they don't know what I do the rest of the time. Like my team back home doesn't know how hard I work here. I need to tell them, not through, oh wow, it's me, I feel so sorry for myself, but through just updating them in terms of what's been happening. You know, what's the stuff I've been doing, sending my emails off, not scheduling an email for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. because, that's when the day starts. No, I send it off at 10 p.m. so they can see that I'm still working right now, right? Because I'm not ashamed of people judging me for still working at 10 p.m. because that's how I operate. I set my own freaking hours. I work the way that works for me. And for me, having this time in the morning, right, where I can reset, where I can get clear on my day, on my priorities, on what I need to do, has made all the difference. It just brings that stress, that pressure, that anxiety down so quickly because you're in charge of your day. So I guess the bottom line is you need to be honest with yourself in terms of what you need, what it is you want. You need to break through those mental blocks holding you back, and you need to stop giving a fuck what other people think, all right? You need to stop worrying about what other people think. Otherwise, you're never going to get to where you want to get to. Or you're going to get there and you're going to be completely burned out, sick and tired, over it completely. And I don't want that for you. Building your business is hard work, but it can be fun and exciting hard work, but you need to do it on your terms. Don't be scared to do it on your terms. It is the most freeing thing that you can do for you your family, as well as your team by setting that example and being that model is to run your business on your terms. Yes, still follow legal, moral, and ethical obligations and all of that type of stuff. But when it comes to your hours, what you do, when and how, that's up to you. All right, I'm going to love and leave you because I'm now going to have a coffee, write a blog, because yes, I'm going to write a blog in addition to this for my Elevate page. And then I'm going to get set and look at my day and look at my week ahead. I'm running my masterclass this week, so it's going to be a pretty full-on week. Can't wait. Yeah, have an amazing day, everybody. And remember, as always, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. Bye for now.